Good afternoon, everyone. Bicycles. So I'm just getting my stream up, guys. Cheers, Jason. Just had a bit of a panic because for some reason on my computer it is showing that I'm an hour behind. So it's the wife just had to say, Are you not doing a live stream? So I'm just getting the stream up on my tablet. Morning, Alan. Or morning to you anyway. So unorganized today. Sky Sports Arena. Afternoon, Andy. Okay. Stream is up. Players are coming out. I hope you guys know about Rugby League as much as you know about Rugby Union.
Studio says Warrington, we will see it will all unfold in the company of Barry McDermott, Terry O'Connor, first Bill Arthur. Just right up to Brian as the whistle sounds and the players line up for 30 seconds of respect and support for the Rugby League's tackle campaign, Rugby League against racism and discrimination.
How is everyone? Has everyone had a nice weekend? What have you been up to? Well, I'm sure you haven't been up to a lot, but Chris Kendall. Okay, good. Andy, I'm relying on you then, buddy. I knew there was Friday and I knew there was Saturday and obviously today, but obviously Friday I was concentrating on the last game of the Six Nations. Saturday I was refereeing football, so I was busy. It's been quite a busy weekend.
To the 2020 campaign, they lost 9 of 11 league and cup games when the season resumed last August. Really dreadful end to the season. Drifted down to 8th in the table, whereas Warrington finished 3rd. And then
I know there's Rugby Union's obviously got 15 players, right? And League has, is it 13? You can certainly see the extra space on the pitch. It was okay. Saints were rubbish. I felt like my legs were going to fall off because it was the first match in about 4 months. Yeah, Chelsea won comfortably. Ashley Cole was there. My the guy that was running the line for me at the end of the game goes, "Oh, do you think I can ask for a picture with Ashley Cole?" I'm like, all right, go on then.
Warrington territory. Here is Millington. His 10th Castleford Tigers season for Millington. He's key for Cass, isn't it, Jake?
Do you know what would be useful on the screen? So I'm watching on Sky Sports Arena. In league, you get six tackles, right? Wouldn't it be an idea if they had like a counter? So, you know, after they've done one tackle, one, after they've done two. So it's easier to keep a track of how many tackles have been made. Surely that would make more sense. Hello, Emily. Emily from Australia. Emily from Australia, why have you chosen to join this stream of a random person? And Emily, are you watching the Castleford versus Warrington match? And if so, what channel are you using down in Australia? I'm going to keep an eye on that now. Hi, Peter. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it certainly makes more sense that they would have that counter on just for the viewers at home. Yeah, so I use. I shouldn't get told off for saying this, but I've try. I use a streaming site called a streaming company called Ultimate Mania, and I use a VPN. And a quick one before YouTube sees. Boom. Don't tell anyone. So yeah, if you want a decent streaming service that does all English, all Sky Sports BT, go on Facebook and search for The Maniac Lair. Pretty decent quality. Thanks, Peter. It's not just rugby content. It's not just rugby content. Make sure you watch all the other content as well. There's only so much rugby I can do. So that's what I want to be able to hit as a referee for football. That's what I want to be able to hit. I want to hit. Oh, look. They've even got cool visuals when they give the try on the screen. Yeah, I'm trying my best to hear the referees and what they're saying.
See when he gets this ball through the line, Josh Charlie thinks he's got it, thinks he's going to bounce up into his hand. He didn't really panic until that point when he tried to get it off the field. But Ollie Holmes, well done, son. Gareth O'Brien for Manatee here as he heads for 2 points. A happy return to Edinburgh for Ollie Holmes. Last time he was here, end of last season, he was sent off. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Josh Charlie here. He fumbles this ball. And he's flapping away at it. I think if he had his time again, he'd just put one hand on it and ground it in the in goal. His side would have dropped out and had a chance to defend. But the Castleford Tigers fans at home, the best start possible, as Tez has said. did nominate Ollie Holmes as first try scorer in this game. Well done. Cartwheels. So Warrington stung by that. What is the response going to be from the wire? Chris Hill in there. In his testimonial season. So you can see number 2, Jack Hughes. The Warrington, Ben Curry making the tackle.
I remember talking to Steve Price, I know Jack Hughes a couple of years ago, he said he's a 10 out of 10. He lifts the standards really high, and Kevin Brown spoke really highly of him before. What he does with his actions, what he says with his words, he's a real leader amongst that group.
Millington plays the ball. Here's Nathan Massey now. That's the fifth tackle.
So if I'm honest, this seems a little bit easier to follow. In the fact that you're not getting the constant fouls during the ruck stage, which can be quite difficult to understand. At the end of the day, when they've gone to the ground, everyone runs away and gets set. The Sky Sports Arena has now got the tackle counter as well, which is good. I've just noticed down the bottom right, bottom left.
For Warrington, Ratchford having to stretch for that ball.
Very far passes, all 3 of those previous ones.
Well, that's claimed. That is claimed by Toby King, and that is really quick thinking by Toby King, because Niall Evans was underneath it.
Yeah, I think you're certainly right, and as I said, I think it makes it easier. Does it make it easier viewing? Less complicated viewing, I suppose.
Toby King and how much of a quality player he is, how much he adds, how much value he brings. He chases hard, we know that about his game. He chases hard, puts pressure on Evans, who thinks he's got it all the way, but a bigger, taller player snatches it out of his hand. It came off Evans, I think, into Toby King's hands by the look of things there. And Warrington quickly hit back.
Why do you prefer rugby league over union out of interest? Because I know a lot of people obviously say they prefer rugby union, but obviously where my videos have been mainly focusing on rugby union, I'm getting more rugby union fans. And they've not really given any real reasons, but yeah, why do you prefer league over union out of interest? Well, 8 minutes in, and it's 6-4. So I think that's the point that I'm noticing. This is the first league match I'm watching, but straight away there aren't all the fouls during the rucks. And so my problem in some of the games was that there was the ruck, and then all of a sudden the referee gave a foul. And yes, after a while, after I've done the watch along, so people are explaining about like offside, and I actually now know what offside is and things. But there's multiple reasons why there's fouls, and trying to understand why they've given it was confusing. Whereas this, by the looks of it, I said you get fouled, everyone runs away, so you're not getting the same amount of fouls as in union. Quicker game, I suppose. Matt, and this is like, I know people in the comments have explained kicking, so I understand kicking, but like you said, sometimes it's just like you said, kick tennis, where it goes from one end to the other, back to the other end, and you think, well, why are you kicking it? Just run up the pitch. In union, you don't have a set amount of tackles, so just play. It's on Sky Sports Arena. I pay for a streaming service called Ultimate Mania. Have a VPN on. Works a treat. I've got decent quality.
Just makes you think as a defender, all that nervous energy you put into defending when it comes time to take the ball forward, as Castleford is doing now, just a bit short in those energy stakes.
So if you're in Australia, is rugby league more prominent, or is it rugby union? Because I know you've got, as I said, the NRL. Mm.
Solid as a rock at the back for Warrington. Too easy, wasn't it? Steph Ratchford, with all the time in the world, nobody with his eye line in a Castleford shirt.
You're saying, I assume when you say union is more tactical and strategic, that you're saying that league is less strategic and tactical. But I'm not sure if that would be the case. Now, I'll say I'm only watching this now, and I get the gist of it. But actually, if you've only got a set amount of tackles that you're allowed, then I think you've got to think a little bit more wisely about tactically what you do, say, if you're on the 5th tackle. I think it's this is basically the same game, but obviously slightly different way of playing it, isn't it? But yeah, I am liking. I'm enjoying the easiness to watch this. How easy it is to watch. I think you're right. It's different. It's not that one is less or more tactical. It's just different. I could certainly see sort of some similarities between this and American football, rugby league and American football. Oh, that Walker! If you guys are watching, Walker literally just pinned a guy down with his forearms. I don't think that got picked up. It makes sense. If there's more league teams, then you would assume rugby league in Australia is more predominant and bigger. I don't know what the set restart rule is, sadly.
outside. It's with Joe Philby. That's the fifth tackle. Can the Castleford Tigers survive this set of six? Having conceded the penalty.
Can he get through? Oh, I enjoyed that little. If you're watching, I enjoyed that little desperate kind of. They've been tackled 5 times. They're right on the try line. That kind of desperate trying to squeeze through before they get tackled for the 6th time, but not quite making it.
Centre and winger spots. Warrington over on their right side have got Connor Wrench in his second appearance. In favour of left Warrington.
There seems to be, because obviously in Union you get more fouls, you then get more choices to the plays that you make after them. Whereas here, obviously you're not getting those fouls, and therefore you get up and you play. Oh, good catch.
That's exceptional, isn't it? What skill there from Toby King, not just to score a try, but he does at the other end to stop a try. He is one of the best in the world, isn't he? He's a go-to man, crossfield kicks near the try line. Very safe at the back as well.
If you watch one of my first videos, which was the Nigel Owens video, which has literally been amazing for me. The quality wasn't very good or anything, but it's about 61,000 views now. But one of the main comments I get is this quote: rugby being a hooligan's game played by gentlemen. That is probably the most quoted comment I keep getting.
Season, Tom Johnston, he ran quickly for those 256 metres as well.
So what you guys that are in the stream, what teams do you support? Whether it's league or union? I probably won't know what the teams are, but let me know.
Puts the brakes on, comes back across the field. Rashford out it down to make the tackle. He's the fullback. Rashford position. 20-metre line. Rashford's heading that way. So is Millington. Big tackle. Shea goes to the left. And Truman stacked a little digging. He's chasing again. He might have done it again. Shenton was chasing it as well. And another Truman kick. Now then, what's Chris Kevin's decision this time? No, I don't think it's a time thing. If anyone's going to get the try, it would have been Shenton, but not for me on this. Castleford are doing a really good job with Jake Truman, Gareth O'Brien, and fixing defenders, scoring it.
It's interesting, Emily, that you've got league and union both in Canberra, because over here, by the sounds of it, over here, obviously, league is more northern and union's more south of England. So yeah, it's quite interesting that you've got. I assume that's not the case over in Australia, that teams are wherever.
I think he's just out there, Oliver Holmes. Just out. I mentioned before that Steph Rashford, the previous tackle, was involved. He was out of position, probably 2 or 3 metres right to the right. Might have a better chance. Holmes is airborne, though. Yes, he's been sat there for 5 minutes on the other side of the line. It's not right, this. He's got out of play, nipped up for a hamburger and a coffee, come back and pushed him back in. I'm just on the side of the person who's got Oliver over to the first 2 tries in this game. His mum and dad will have it. A couple of quid on it. He's not got this one. But it's another kid that's called Tails at the back for Warrington.
Can anyone tell me why that was not a try? Why was that not a try? Don't know why that wasn't a try. Yeah, maybe that's the same. I don't overhear. Is there rugby union and league teams in London because it's our capital?
Initially gone for that when it first crossed the line. Anyway, it's what might have been. It's 6-4 then for the Castleford Tigers. Ashworth Griffin involved in the tackle. Very play costing that. Austin short pass to Jack Hughes. Missed the start of last year, Jack Hughes, having had a double hernia.
I assume that the divide in the UK in where it's played is simply the history side of it. Whereas obviously in Australia, it was probably taken over to Australia, and therefore you don't have that divide.
Really good player though, coming back to the run. You like to see that early Gareth Winner because we see Paul McShane just getting hold of the ball. Gareth Winner getting up quick. If you can get your best attacking player interested in defending, then your side's got a terrific attitude.
Michael, I think go on. Are we going to get all the way through? Hang on, I'll respond to your comment in a second. He didn't know where to go. He had one man in front of him. Oh man, I was enjoying that. I was enjoying that breakthrough there. He wasn't brave enough to try and run past the last man. Michael, you're following too many teams, mate. Is that just in case one team wins more than another? You can quickly say, I support that team now.
Probably searching for a bit of gas. He goes right up at the guts. Has probably too many options to choose from initially, but finds Shenton, who then in turn finds his fullback. The older Matautier brother. Great burst from him, but Gareth O'Brien is...
He does not look in a good shape. He is hardly moving, that guy that's down. Ball's on line. Okay, so the ball has to be not on the line. So in football, for example, if it's on the line, it quite often counts. Does that make sense? Yeah, if it's on the line, it's in. Whereas obviously I assume then in rugby that it needs to be not touching the line and inside of it to count. So thanks, Northern Coins. He's all right. He's a tough lad. He's getting up.
That's what's just been just to the sideline by the doctor office. It looks like Aaron Milner's the man who's going to be coming up to replace him. He doesn't look well, does he? And see, he steps back in. Walker and Chris Hill come in. He spins over. It's nothing there from Danny Walker. I think it's the knee from Chris Hill in the back that causes the problem. Gareth O'Brien very nearly found a way through the Warrington defence, all the way through the way.
I tell you, with all this COVID, I find it so funny, all the plastic aprons and stuff, like it's going to make any difference.
Celebrating a testimonial season is out there to take over. Just Danny Walker's left knee looks like he just clips and missed that first of all. Injured the knees in the back. Milner plays the ball. 4 tackles gone. Millington goes to the ground. That's the 5th then. Now
Michael, have you seen any videos where the NFL players decide to play rugby? Have you seen any of those videos? Because I think it's quite interesting when the NFL players try rugby. They probably realise it's a lot more physical, a lot harder work because it's not stop-start every 5 seconds. Cheers, John. Yeah, I got it on. I got over 1K on Friday, and I was pretty happy. I was a bit blown away, to be honest. Yeah, I was in a good. I've been in a good mood. If not, I'm a little bit tired because, especially Friday, I did a American sweet tasting stream with Alan from Eclectic Beard. And then I did the last Six Nations match live stream as well, plus all the uploads. And although I was in a good mood, I was knackered. But thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is this aimed at me, Mr. R. Clark? What do you think of all the 6 matches this round? When you say all the 6 matches this round, do you mean the weekend? They're all being played in these, are they? The problem is, well, I say it's not a problem. It's been almost a blessing in disguise with YouTube. I'm a dog walker in the mornings, so I've been walking dogs in the morning, and I'm normally a football coach in the afternoons. But obviously, with lockdowns, I've not been coaching, so I've had lots of time. But it's a lot of staring at the screen, which is doing my eyes in. It's probably the 6 matches this round being played in Leeds. Does it really matter? Like, in the fact that, what does it matter if they played at their own grounds? Because there's no fans, so they're not having to deal with fans and the COVID problem. So I don't see why they didn't just play in their own grounds. But if you think this is crazy, all the international football matches that have been going on, there was a game, I think it might have been the Holland game. Yeah, it might have been the Holland game yesterday. I was talking to my friend and he said it was played in Spain or something like that. I might be wrong on the countries, but I know that some international games have been played in a different country because of the whole COVID stuff. But for this, I don't see what the point. Surely, if anything, it's worse having people all at the same ground because it's more people coming and going. Strange. I keep saying it's this fifth, after the 5th tackle. I might be wrong, but it seems that they're making mistakes after the 5th tackle. Both teams, either the kick forward that's just going to no one. Seems like, yeah, they're not thinking. If it's the same, it makes sense, to be fair. If it's the same cameras, are all of the matches being shown on Sky Sports? Because if it is, then yeah, you're right that they don't need to then set up cameras unless they have cameras set up all the time. I don't know. When did the Rugby League season finish? Because obviously I know if it's an elite sport, they've still been able to carry on. But yeah, how long since the last season finished?
There will be problem for Cass. Gareth O'Brien has failed his HIA, so he will not be back. They've lost their halfback.
So the player has failed his HIA, head injury assessment. I assume that's what that means. He didn't want to come off. You can see him. He's gutted that he's had to come off. So it's been a while. Okay. So but it's been a while since the last season. So new restrictions and things, and I suppose they're just trying to keep it smooth. How weird is this, right? So I don't get this. This wouldn't happen in football. The play is still going on, right? And there's just two physios that have run on the pitch. Like, surely play stops, doesn't it? If other people are coming onto the pitch. I assume they're physios. So what a while since last season, and I.
The Tigers having the better of things, really, since Warrington got that try from Toby King. Little chip kick over the top from Truman, and Raxford just manages to get a hold of it. And it's been knocked on, says the referee. These kicks are causing something. Short kicks. I mean, you can see why they're going high. And it was a chip kick.
We got another injury by the looks of it.
Jake Truman's short kicking game along the floor on this side, on this left side nearest towards us, called Warrington, all kinds of problems. And who's the man in the frame looking for another try? Oliver Holmes. His mum and dad will be cursing the TV, thinking you've cost me.
It just seems weird to allow. It just seems weird that they play on and allow non-players onto the pitch while the game's going on. Seems really strange.
Picked up a bang in the process. Don't you let that go through. Jake Truman. Sometimes you listen to people talk about the modern day game and saying that look, they're just like robots. They don't play. I think I saw in one of my videos I did. I saw someone having their fingers just clicked back into place, not from this Saturday, but from a while ago. I suppose if it aids to the flow of the game. Because, rugby stop-start, then I suppose it's a good thing. Can play in the halves with Shane. The more occasions he has the ball in his hands, going to work out better for Castleford Tigers, but he's a hooker by trade, Paul McShane. Big season for these players. For the English qualified players out there, the likes of Paul McShane, Jake Truman with a World Cup at the end of it, and a coach to impress, and a squad to be announced, I think, early in April. And Irish, a lot Welsh, Scottish, Scots. Castleford Tigers in possession then. Ratchford is able to continue. Here is Liam Watts. Jason Clark gets a hold of the ankles, manages to stop Watts' progress. The ball spun out to Jake Truman. Truman gets the pass away to Evans.
Ball on the floor. Try.
Always gets him out of trouble, but he's the right end of the field here. And Just look at that. He stands in Conorencio and manages to get the ball. He is a proven try scorer.
It's I don't know how good either of these teams are. But obviously with the amount of scoring there is, it seems very hard to predict a winner, if that makes sense. Because points can come from anywhere, it seems. Sky Sports have got fan cam with everyone in their living rooms. We've had 2 misses at the kicks in this game. I didn't see a single miss in the Six Nations games I watched, and it wasn't even that difficult, was it?
So it's been the Castleford Tigers half largely here. In fact, just in terms of Warrington attack, there was that Toby King try.
So how many teams are in this league? So if there were 6 games, is there 12 teams in the league? I'm going to look on my app. So there's only 12 teams. So there isn't really, if you're saying Castleford are a mid-table team, if Castleford you say are a mid-table team and Warrington are top 5, there's not really a lot in it. So this could really go either way, I assume. So yes, I understand that. Obviously, international should be the best of the best, but surely they should be capable of kicking the ball through the posts. It wasn't that. Was it that difficult? I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But was it? It is what they do for a living. They are professionals. But I suppose that's like saying about a footballer not scoring goals. One thing I am noticing, because I assume because of the 6 tackle rule, the players when they get the ball are less likely just to drive into the defence. They're more likely to go back on themselves just so they don't get tackled. So that certainly seems one really big difference. Do I buy a rugby ball, go over to the local rugby club and see if I can kick the ball over from distances? That's a good idea. Everyone, after me saying how easy it is to kick the ball, I'll have to make sure I edit it so that only the good kicks get through. I'm gonna make a note of that as a video, all right? I've made a note. I'm going to buy a rugby ball and I'm going to do a video of me trying to kick it through the posts. I'm going to show you all how easy it is. That's interesting. The old Warrington player trying to use his knee to push the player's head down to make sure it counts as a tackle. Right. Can they do anything with their last attempt? No. Oh man. How do I find a rugby YouTuber in my area? I could ask some rugby people I know, but I'm not sure if they'll be willing to help me. The only problem I've noticed here, though, is so with all the rugby content, the amount of people who have said, "Oh, you should switch and switch referee rugby instead of football." The problem is, so down here it's all rugby union, I think, because I'm near Southampton. But what if I prefer rugby league? If I end up preferring rugby league, then I won't really be able to do much about it. I think the travelling to the journeys to referee would be a bit too far for me. That's a bit awkward. May I ask, guys, if any of you that are watching this, can you, if you don't mind, I can't force you to, but can you hit the like button down below, please? YouTube will like that. So if you can hit the like button, thanks. Oh man, I hate going to London as it is. So if you think the closest pro club, the amateur clubs, they're probably even further away. I might have to stick with rugby union. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google Rugby League Hampshire. Yeah, I know there's Trojans, which is rugby, that's in Eastleigh, or it might be classed as Southampton. I'm not sure. You've got, I don't know if it's called Bishopstoke, or maybe that's Eastleigh, but in Bishopstoke there's a rugby club, and I know there's Winchester Rugby Club, which is probably union as well. Is it RFL? No try. Held up. What does held up mean? There.
He wasn't dribbling along the floor. It was relatively easy for the number 2 for Castleford to handle. One way upfield for Castleford. That's good work from McShare. Almost stripped. It's a big goal. That's a big goal for the Castleford Tigers. We've been getting them right, hasn't he, Chris Kendall? You can see goals have got with us. Too many.
Yeah. Held up. Cross line, but defender stops the grounding. Okay. Got ya. So I saw, yeah, I saw the plague. Almost got his knees under the ball, didn't he? So I've just Googled rugby league clubs near me. The closest one is in Southampton, and you're right, Southampton Spitfires. However, However, the next closest club, hang on, when I zoom out, try. Castleford are running away with this. The next closest, you've got Weymouth, Brighton, or Aldershot. So these guys have to travel quite far for their games. The old Eastleigh, Southampton Spitfires have to go miles to play anyone else. God. Insane.
Truman and Evans, you can see on this shift here, he digs into the line, Jake Truman, allowing the fullback with about 5 metres to try and assess the situation. Does he go short? Does he give it to the next man along, Shenton? No, he goes in front to Jordan Turner, who has half a metre to play with. And he has enough pace still in those old legs, Jordan Turner, to get the ball down in that left-hand corner for Cass. Inspired selection from Coach Darryl Powell to put Jordan Turner on the...
Yeah, it almost doesn't seem worth it. It almost seems like you might as well play Union just to play games.
A nomadic career in Super League. He's on his 5th Super League club, having moved from the Huddersfield Giants. Charlie, meanwhile, having treatment for a knock he sustained in trying to stop Turner's try, and Peter Matautia will try and...
The name... I assume it's. I would be assuming that it's linked to Eastleigh, where I live, in that because Eastleigh Football Club's nickname is the Spitfires, because one of the first Spitfires took off from Eastleigh Airport, which is now Southampton Airport, but is in Eastleigh. So that's where the name comes from. Well, that's half time. That went nice quick. I'm quite enjoying this league, actually. It's a lot less taxing to watch. It's quite easy to watch, which I like. You're not getting confused. It's basic rugby, it seems. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. Yeah. Hang on. There you go. If read that, and there's a little history that was on the Eastleigh Football Club, where it explains the nickname. But yeah, it was the F-37-34's maiden flight. But yeah, Eastleigh, historical town, apparently. Yeah, I'm finding it easier to watch, especially as a newcomer to rugby. It's so much easier to watch because, like I said, there's not the confusing. There's not the whole why is that foul? When you get the rucks, it's simply 6 tackles. When you get tackled, everyone buggers off. And you pass the ball. It seems quite clear. So yeah, a lot different in that sense. And also, who the hell would... Oh, it's changed. I was going to say, who the hell would buy those boxes that now is on the advertising? What was this? That's insane. It's insane, isn't it? It's who do you play with? You know, if you've got to travel that far, to play a game, it just seems a bit crazy. It really does, especially if you're not paid a lot of money to do it. It's a real commitment to do. Sorry, stacks on. Is that an Australian term? Is it stacks on? Strange. I know in Southampton there's a American football team. I know that. I don't know where anywhere else there is, but so what this is partly my point. So when I mean that, I mean even if you are just semi-pro, like you said in Ireland, you're probably not, but the money struggles to make sense for journey time. It's a huge commitment for no money / next to no money. I would call it a bundle. You call it stacks on. I call it a bundle, where one person's on the floor and then everyone just piles on. So we call it a bundle. Yeah, and that was my point. If I'm enjoying rugby league more, and I would actually prefer to referee rugby league, there's no point. I always have to do rugby union because I can't be traveling 100 miles per game because it's not worth it. So after doing a lot of this rugby stuff, I have got hurling, and what is the other one I've got on the watch list? So basically, if people recommend me videos, especially, I put them on my watch list. So it's there, I remember. And I have, what do I have on my watch later? I have got Mayo versus Dublin All-Ireland football final. And I also have Kerry versus Cork, the Munster Senior Football Championship 2017 final highlights to watch. I think that's all I've got. I'm pretty sure that's all I've got on there to watch. But I think they were 2 videos that were recommended to me. Yeah, but it's just finding the time to do them. That I've got so many videos on my watch list that people have recommended. Yeah, God, I've got so many, which is amazing because I've got so much content to give out. But it's knowing when to do them. I've seen the sticks they use in hurling, and they're quite interesting looking because they are literally just sticks with a thick end, a rounded ends like thing. But yeah, a little bit like hockey, but with a thicker, not the curl, just a big. AFL's biggest marks. Let's Google it. AFL. Look. Top 50. That's a bit much, isn't it? What? So I think you're saying about American football. American football is the one with the circle or oval pitch, right? I think that will be something I do. So obviously I've done rugby union, doing more rugby union, obviously, because that's what a lot of my subscribers like. Doing a bit of rugby league, and then I'm trying to do different sports as and when they come, and try and learn more about each one. So I need to take the time rather than just doing individual videos. Yeah, I know Aussie rules. Yeah. So yeah, I want to take more time and actually watching them. I will add top 10 AFL marks of all time. I don't know what that means, but that just adds to the excitement. Save to watch later. There you go. Save to the watch later. What have we got here? See, the fact that there's only 3 professional divisions, and bear in mind the Super League that we're watching now actually only has 12 teams, shows that obviously it's not as big as, say, rugby union, for example, which I'm sure has more. I'm pretty sure. I assume you meant Gaelic football rather than Gaelic football, because that would be a smelly one to go watch, wouldn't it, if it was Gaelic football? I'm going to save the rules of Gaelic football explained. That is what I'm going to save to the watch later. Yeah, I'm doing that. James, I'm going to assume that Castleford normally do well at the start and fall apart in the second half. That's what I'm going to. Yeah, that's what I'm going to assume. If you've got a specific video, open up another tab, for example. If you've got another specific video that you think would be good to react to, because I don't know anything about Australian football. So if you've got a specific video that you think, well, actually, that it would be good, that would be good for me to see, and I can understand a little bit of it, and it will give a good reaction, then please do link it for me. Like I said, I'll add it to the watch list, and yeah, and when I get round to it, I will have a good video rather than me just looking and hoping that I found a good one. So if you can do that, please do. As long as I can get through the copyright. But that's another issue at the moment with copyright. Someone asked me to do a VAR for football, controversial decisions. I did that, but a lot of it was Sky Sports, and straight away could not put it up on YouTube. So if anyone's interested, I've just started a Discord server, and what I'm going to do is I've also got a Buy Me a Coffee account. So if people want to sign up for a monthly membership, I'm going to put all this content, and normally it'll be better quality because Sky Sports, BBC is better quality. I'm going to add it to a private group. If you're a member of the Buy Me a Coffee membership club, then obviously you'll get access to that. So that's something I plan on doing. No one has to do it. It's just I can give better videos from, like I said, Sky Sports and BT Sports and things like that I just will not get through on YouTube. So if anyone's interested, if anyone is interested, I will get a link. You can take a look. If I can find it. Yeah, so if anyone's interested, then I have buy me a coffee. It's like I said, it's the extra content that I want to be able to do, but won't get onto YouTube. So it's just a way of possibly supporting me for the time it's taken. That obviously I won't then get anything back from YouTube ads as I've hit 1,000. But that's there for you. Ignore it if you want to ignore it. As a Southampton fan in football, God, I know the feeling. This season's been depressing. We started so well. Southampton, do really well in the first half, and then all of a sudden fall apart. So, yeah, I know what you mean. It is painful being a sports fan. Oh, man. It's advertising on Sky Sports. The World Cup qualifiers. I will not be watching them. Is there anything less exciting than watching international World Cup qualifiers for football? I don't think so. Especially when it's England versus San Marino. Oh, man. You're telling me, oh, man, is there cricket and F1 are basically on the same level? Good if you want to go for a nap, because it will put you to sleep. I don't know when you joined Wessex Man, but I was just saying that I'm really enjoying the Rugby League at the moment. This match it's easy to watch, but there's one club that's local. So if I wanted to referee, if I did want to start refereeing rugby, it would have to be rugby union, because I can't be traveling hundreds of miles just to referee games at, amateur level. Oh, man. It's funny. I'm cool, and I play lawn bowls. I play lawn bowls, and they're always asking for the cricket scores, because I'm the only one with a mobile phone that I take with me. Oh, what's the cricket score? Really? So I tell them the score. I have no idea what the scores mean. The second half started, by the way, for me. I'm on 40 minutes and 15 seconds.
Tigers. Then it reaches Michael Shenton. Shenton, though, young Connor Wrench, another challenge for him up against a seasoned player like Michael Shenton. The kick is hoisted high. It's Ratchford underneath it. Not an easy one for Stephen Ratchford to take.
Tony Collins, sports historian, and does Rugby Reloaded podcast. You say for all football codes, I assume you mean all rugby codes, but football rugby.
But I, like you two, think Warrington will have their say in this second half. When Darryl Clark came onto the field, he definitely picked up pace for him. There's Widder. Ball with Tom Lynham now. Lynham. There's no subtlety really about Tom Lynham. Strong, direct running winger, Lynham. Here is Darryl Clark.
Like I said, Emily, if you've got a good video, because you know the sport, this is why in the comments, if you've seen me do reactions to certain players, I wouldn't have done those reactions to players because I wouldn't know anything about them. But it's been because people have said, watch this video. It'll be a great reaction. They might have sent me the link, so I know the video to watch. They know is a good quality. So either what you can do is either send me it here, send me it on one of the comments on one of the videos, or on my Instagram, Rob Reacts, Rob_Reacts. I'm not really doing much with the Instagram at the moment, but it's an option for people to message me. So send me a link on there. You guys know the sport better than me. I'm here to learn and find out about the sports, and normally relate it back to football because that's what I know. Yeah, it's that was my. I think that's why I say I'm enjoying it more. When I say I'm enjoying it more, I think I really mean it's easier to follow. A lot of it makes more sense because there's less fouls and there's less, less penalties and whatnot.
Daniel Smith going backwards as well. This is good work from Warrington. Tackle behind the backline. You'd expect a response from Warrington, wouldn't you? Will Watts be as easy to turn around? No, he won't. They're still only up to their own 20-metre line. Warrington were just beyond. Ball with Truman. 4 tackles gone. Here is Milner now. Needs a good kick. Truman in position. The wind at his back. Left-footed down the middle of the field and sits up nicely for Stephen Ratchford. Good set for Warrington, that point of view.
Where are you based though? So I don't know how long you've been in the don't know how long you've been in the stream, but whereabouts are you based? Because I obviously said that I'm based down near Southampton in Eastleigh. But there's only one local rugby league club, so there's almost no point. Yeah, there's no point of trying to referee rugby league because there's no teams to go and actually referee. So it almost has to be rugby union.
The wing, but played well by Shenton. It was going to be one winning that goes for Michael Shenton, but he dropped back to come onto the ball. He commanded it. Castleford with John Turner and Peter Metaltia. Both of those players playing in the centre position. Both and Metaltia just having a word with the physio now. Already lost Gareth O'Brien. Metaltia still lifting. Here is Watts. The big figure. It takes 3 players to bring him down. That's the threat of that offload, as well as the power and intensity in his carries. Milner. Evans gets the pass away to Mattel here. 1 minute he was hobbling, and the next he's been invited to go the length of the field. The ball.
Yeah, that dude is in a bit of pain.
That's good work from Winner, and Warrington will get it back. This time, Jake Truman was unable to put the kick in, and that's the defence that if you have to don't let Jake Truman.
I'm finding it interesting where the referee is standing as well. The referee seems to be facing the attacking team, so he's almost in the defensive line. Maybe because he doesn't have to get that close. A little bit like in football, where you don't have to get that close. He prefers to see what's facing him.
Thank control the speed of the play of the ball. Thank you for making a mistake with the ball. But 2 consecutive sets of 6, looking to get up quick and take time away from some of those ball players who cast shirts. Frustration and fury on the face of Mike Cooper.
So, when you lived in Hampshire, where I live, did you referee rugby league? And if so, what was the situation with actually refereeing games? As in, did you have to travel miles and miles and miles to do the games?
Ball down the middle of the field, safely pouched by Stephen Ratchford. Interesting, the kicks on the third tackle there. They're quite happy to only just use the wind, kick the ball early in the tackle.
That's interesting. I think that's really interesting, actually, because that's nothing like league or that's not nothing like football or rugby union, is it? In rugby union, the referee is as close as possible to the ball, so he can be there for the rucks. In football, you're normally behind play, so you've got the vision of where the attack are going. But here, obviously, yeah, like you said, that's interesting that he is almost standing that, keeping that 10 yards back.
Tigers keep their composure, keep their concentration, keep their defensive line firm. So Widdop plays the ball. Toby King, Blake Austin now. Jason Clark bumping off the first. Eventually brought down. About 15 metres or so away from that Castleford Tigers line.
Just can't. Both teams at the moment just can't seem to break through that last 10 yards, can they? May I say thank you, David. Thank you for signing up for the membership for the Buy Me a Coffee. Man, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I will, if you're in here, I will. You'll get the link as soon as this game's done, because yeah, I'll do it as soon as this game's done. Thank you so much. They just can't get, both teams, they just cannot get past this last 10 yards. One more tackle they've got. What are they going to do? Get it! That's got to be a try. The first time they've made use of that last tackle. No try. I thought that was a try. Is it a try or not?
He's right in front of it though, isn't was a no try. He thinks there's a little fumble here from Chase Blur, trying to pick the ball up. Does he lose it? Yes, he dropped that. Yeah.
No try.
Skill again, wasn't it?
He didn't have control of the ball when the ball hit the floor. He literally, it slipped out of his hands.
Still have enough rugby in them to
How good that referee's in such a good position.
manipulate the line that Warrington Wolves are trying to defend with. It's a knock on, without a doubt. Good work from Enterprise. Good work from Widder. No try. It would have been a rarity. Not a prolific.
See, I said, I don't know if you're watching this, but from the camera angle, looked like a try. Looked like amazing play for that last phase. How good was that referee positioning and the referee call? He didn't touch it to the floor, but it looked like he did. Oh man, that's crazy.
To go for the Warrington side, having survived on their own try line. Is that a turning point in this
Insane.
outcome? Can they find a way through? They have done now.
Go on. Oh man. That is, oh man, that is what I want in rugby. Oh man, that was brilliant. This is end-to-end stuff, and this is end-to-end stuff. This is amazing. It's insane. So good. What a run.
Support of Darryl Clark. What a player Darryl Clark is in open field. Started the game on the bench, preserving some energy.
That is what I've wanted the whole time since watching.
From that one out offload, there's a little inside short. But it was enough to box the Castleford defenders. He said, no gas, well, he's gone. That's more like it from the Warrington side.
We got some blood. Can he make the kick?
Jason Clark on his 50th Warrington appearance. Missed tackle in the middle for the Castleford Tigers. There have been many missed tackles from there. But that was the invitation that Warrington needed. And Ratchford has pushed that one across the face of the post.
Third missed kick now as well. Crazy. Joey. Jojo. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Today, by the look at this. Now, I've got two words, one question. I think that's been mentioned already. We've been here all weekend, though. We have one goal for points already. What a thriller that was. Catalan holding to goal. It was a thriller if you're a Catalan supporter. Not so thrilling for Tony Smith and his team.
I assume everyone in this stream is watching the game, or as I heard someone's listening to it on the radio. Are you guys enjoying it at the moment? What are you thinking of the game? Is it a good standard at the moment of rugby league?
centre line. Now Chase Blair, so close to extending the Castleford Tigers lead. That's the 5th tackle. It's with Milner. Truman, left foot, and it's into a bit of space between Charlie and Ratchford, but it pings off the surface and bobbles away over the dead ball line. The coach not that impressed.
That's the only thing I've noticed that isn't very good, and it's that kicking a goal. Like, I know it's not international level, but they are professional clubs. And I assume, like in football, you have a certain person or certain couple of people that take the kicks all the time and practice. So the fact that there's been 3 missed kicks already, but otherwise, I agree with you, Michael. I am loving it, and the game's great. Well, did you, Emily? Did you find a link? I assume. So I assume you managed to sort out watching it. Are York still beating London? What in? Let's have a look. What is that in?
Charlie just gesturing to all of the players, get tight in. That's exactly what they've done. Some tired bodies now for Castleford. They look like they're going to make a change.
KO? What's KO? Is KO a subscription? What's KO? I don't even know what KO is. Challenge Cup. Okay. Challenge Cup. European Challenge Cup, London Broncos versus York City. It's currently 14-2 in the London versus York game. Okay, got you. Okay. Is it a is KO a legit stream, or is it not legit? It's difficult to see from these angles. There was enough to go either side, and the referee, that is, gave Castleford the benefit of the doubt. But can they benefit from that benefit? Yeah, is that the first penalty there's been? I'm not sure why the penalty was given, to be honest, but I assume that was the first one in the game. So straight away, that's the difference. Oh, okay. All right. It's 100%. So I assume it's like Sky Sports over here. Castleford are running away with this. Challenge Cup is like FA Cup. When I looked on my Flash Score app, and you look at Challenge Cup, it's under Euros. Is there? So it's not just England or the UK that's in the Challenge Cup, then I assume. Even though it does look like all the teams are. Yeah, it does look like all the clubs are from the UK or England that are playing today.
they've got going through the hands is quality from Castleford. They've been under a bit of pressure and they respond with a try.
You sure? I definitely clicked on.
Experienced player, 32 years of age now. And he got 2 tries
That's Rugby League.
against Warrington at Magic Weekend in Liverpool in 2013. So Paul McShane
Yeah.
looking for his
So it's definitely under Rugby League on here, but maybe it's wrong. I don't know.
We've had O'Brien, we've had Matautia, now we've got McShane, and the man of steel has got the boots as well.
Okay.
Full credit to Jordan Turner. You talked about that experience.
Oh man, Castleford are running away with this now.
300.
And now my stream decides to buffer. Let's go out and try again.
And 33
That's fine.
appearances he's made as of today.
And are the French clubs always the same, or is it like the top 2 from the French league?
Tigers players thinking that was going to go out on the full. Oliver Harold just gets it wrong. He just got it wrong. He knows it all, doesn't he? He knows what a chance this is for the Warrington Wolves to immediately restart.
I think the air miles. If we're thinking about the environment, I don't think the American team should be allowed in it. That's a fair few air miles.
So Hill plays the ball. Blake Austin to Jack Hughes. Hughes wrapped up by 4 Castleford Tigers defenders. Darryl Clark, look at him. Hans Daniel Smith. Tell you what, there's too many lockdown head shaves out there. It's the only solution. Hairdresser. And then you don't have to go anywhere. She does wonders on you, does Jenny. She does. She does. She can't do much on the floor. Off the floor and sneaking off on yours. On the halfway line with Jordan Turner. Castleford leading by 20 points to 8. It's Daryl Alfords playing the ball. George Griffin now.
It's interesting actually about because obviously the London Stadium they call it, which I think is the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, converts to be an American football pitch. That if you haven't seen that, if you haven't seen, Richard Hammond does I think he's got a TV series where he goes on these kind of big builds and whatnot, and he looks into how they swap the pitches for football to the American football, and that's really cool how the Tottenham Stadium's done that. So if you haven't, Richard Hammond's, I don't know, Tottenham Football Stadium or something.
Any good dynamics just after going on the back of the ring.
But here is Ratchford. Ratchford chooses to come back in field and loses possession. Goes away again. Holmes is the man running.
He don't look quick enough. No, he won't quick enough. And he dropped the ball.
And the Warrington Wolves will counter now with Charlie. Charlie gets the pass away to Widder. Widder
Where am I watching? As in, where am I living, or what am I watching on?
I understand why you would say they need to calm down. They perhaps need to make better decisions because the scoreboard is against them. We're into the last quarter. They need to create something. They need to make more structure, make better decisions with the ball. Blake Austin making the decision to run this one, and Jack Hughes
Just kept it in. This seems to be getting a little bit more end to end, for sure. I am a cheapskate, and I've got it on my tablet at the moment, but I use something called Ultimate Mania. Just put it in the link. But yeah, no, I got lifetime subscription and £150 plus a VPN, but it's not legit. Yeah, I get all the Sky, BT, pay-per-views.
We haven't had a bad game, have we? Players have had 12 weeks to prepare. All right, there's been a couple of niggles, and we can say that teams haven't been perfect because they haven't had the usual amount of pre-season friendlies. Castleford supporters will just be hoping that Jake Truman is okay. They need him fit. He's had an outstanding afternoon. But I said before the ball was kicked, these are two skillful, dynamic teams, and we've seen evidence of that high skill level. We've lost Gareth O'Brien already in this game to a head knock. Danny Richardson didn't take part in this game. We saw him warming up with the team. Can you imagine that he might come back into contention?
Yeah, this isn't something you can just get access to straight away. But if you type, honestly, it's really, really good actually, especially for live sports. As long as you've got the VPN on, because a lot of the internet providers are cracking down on it. I've got my face. I don't know. But if you go on Facebook, you can join and ask for advice. If you look on Facebook and you type in that's their Facebook page, and people are happy to offer advice and whatnot on how to do stuff. Are you on about in rugby or football or both? I know, isn't it Sam Allardyce that does it quite often in the first half in football, where he goes up in the stands because he can see better. He can see tactically better. In rugby, I'm going to assume it's the same as what I just said about football, where I said it's easier to see the whole pitch when you're looking down, whereas if you're on the touchline, you can't necessarily get the positioning. So obviously in rugby, I assume there's a lot of position and tactics. So you would think that it can be quite useful tactically and positional wise. Yeah, sadly this isn't free, but 150 quid for a lifetime membership. They always do seem to do discounts, and obviously a VPN, but 150 quid or cheaper, or you can get it cheaper for just sports as well. Comparing to paying 90 odd quid every month for Virgin, for example, with the TV, I think it's certainly it's worth the money. Guys, if you want to join the Discord server. I've got a Discord server for any discussion and chat. And so if anyone wants to join that, obviously the link is there. If you don't want to, no problem.
It's going to be Castleford Tigers ball. You've got to credit the way that they defended the line. Castleford really did. They didn't just
Man,
jump the line.
you're just taking the words right out of my mouth. I'm sure that's exactly what I said. But yeah, being higher up, you can see more clearly at the pitch.
Unity, motivation. Well, we've seen evidence of all those traits in his side. The high tackle there from Darrell Clark. Was Darrell Alfords doing some work in backfield. Alfords, Turner, Ebbels, that back three. Work hard, spreading the workload out to make sure that when it's time for the forwards to get involved, with a bit more energy in the tanks than their opposition. Here is Michael Shepton. Leading the Castleford Tigers.
I don't think you should have rolling subs.
Day victory in this new Super League season. Not home and dry yet.
So in football, we have rolling subs for youth football and sometimes sometimes vets football. But I don't think there should be rolling subs for adults football because it depends. Actually, it depends. I think amateur grassroots, I think it can be quite a nice idea. People, they want to play. You know, they're playing because they want, you know, they enjoy the sport. So at local Sunday league level, definitely, I think they should have rolling subs. And I played in a league where they had rolling subs before, which is it's actually quite nice. But at the top level, semi-pro level, no, I don't think it should be rolling subs because you quite often find that teams use it as a time-wasting method. I've done plenty of youth games where, you know, they're trying to waste time, so they quickly put on loads of subs every 5 seconds. So no, I don't. In the majority of the game, I don't think rolling subs are very good.
Just inside his own half. I think they'll be thinking about 1 point. Yes. Just before Jordan Turner scored his second try, I thought they could have looked for a drop goal, but obviously they put the 4 points on offer. McShane turned it into 6.
I think this is going to be a Castleford winner, to be honest.
Just exploiting a bit of hesitancy from Warrington's defence there. They had him and then they let him go. Here's George Griffin and Griffin right up the middle. This 4 tackles gone. Perfect position. This is what you got. They're not going for it because Milner's going for the try.
He can't get it down. He can't get it down on the floor. He was so close to scoring. He just could not do that. They managed to stop him.
Short restart, very nearly came up with it. We're getting a couple of calls that's going for the correct calls as well because that ball initially before the ball passed forward.
I don't know what you mean. Let me know what you mean a little bit better.
10 meters away.
Yeah, I do. I have found that in rugby you're not necessarily noticing it for sure. Yeah, I agree. You don't see over the 4 games now. I've literally seen maybe 2 substitutions. Whereas in rugby, it's certainly more obvious. And my tablet is dying. Stick the old charger in. Sorry, change of position of the tablet as I was down to about 3%. I should have thought about that sooner.
It's nothing there. 2 balls on the field at the moment, so Chris Kendall just dealing with one of them. He will play the ball. Now then, here's Peter Matautia. So the Castleford Tigers, who making his mind, he's not even looking towards a mobile aid. Second part of the season. I know there's been a lot of plays in things, but sometimes it's the ordinary stuff. You have to roll your sleeves up, defending, kick chairs. Quick word from the sidelines with Jenny.
Just a few moments ago, we saw James O'Neill come off. He'd only been playing for about 5 minutes. He was holding his right hip. They're currently assessing him, but he does look like he's in quite a bit of pain.
It's interesting that there's a quick update from a lady on the sidelines about an injury. I don't think you really get that in football now. Well, we got another try for Warrington. They've got to make this kick, surely, to give themselves even a chance. They've got to make this kick. It's looking like the players are getting tired now, for sure. I just don't think you should have rolling subs. I think it gives some more opportunity to that. It's add to that gamesmanship. Like I said, time wasting sometimes, especially when it's tight. But yeah, I don't think it should be allowed. Yeah. Still don't think they've got enough. 5 minutes left.
Everything's going well. You think, yeah, we're training now. We're fit, we're strong. We just want to get out there. It's going to cause some damage this year. Then all of a sudden you get to round 1, you get beaten, and you go off with your tail between your legs, and you've got to readdress and you've got to come back stronger. And do you think Warrington face the Lee Centurions? This might not be good news for the Lee Centurions. Well, Lee Centurions. Listen to you in Lee Centurions. No, I was anticipating a Warrington response to this. Yeah, it's a local derby game as well, isn't it, for Warrington?
It just amazes me though that they aren't managing to convert those, convert kicks and score. How many points now have they dropped from How many points is it for a drop goal? Is it or whatever you want to call it, a kick? Is it 2 or 3? 2? Because straight away, if it's 2, then and they've missed 3, I think, haven't they? So if they converted all of them, then they would only be what 3 points behind, which is what 1 try. Okay, so yeah, they had. I assume then it's the same as Union, that they score a try and then they get to convert afterwards. So you got a potential 3, 4, 5 points. 3 points for a try, or is it 4 points for a try? Confusing. Going from different rugby then Union to league, it's confusing. Which I'm trying to remember which one's which.
Taking his time to get to his feet. Jake Truman.
4 for the try. So yeah. So basically, Warrington have given away, or not given away, but not gained 6 points. That's the difference, almost, isn't it? Because imagine if they had scored, if they'd got those extra 6 points, they're still in the game. So really wasteful.
That shows how much Castleford score tries. On the back of scoring tries, you've got to defend. He's such a passionate man, isn't he, Darryl Powell? And I think that seeps its way through to his side. They've been well beaten, Warrington Wolves. And they'll come back again in this season. Springing the step of the coach. Almost,
yeah, it honestly just seems like Warrington were wasteful.
Played 34 successive games for the Castleford Tigers before missing the last 2 games of last season. Grant Millington, great servant for the club. As has this man been, Nathan Massey. Rather, is there a last try for the Castleford Tigers here? Milner, close. But Shane gets the pass away. George Griffin trying to barge his way over. Warrington hold firm under their own posts. Milner.
When I mentioned wasteful, if it helps, who was it that was saying about who was the Castleford fan? So I feel all sports fans who support a club, I'm sure they say the same stuff. I'm a Southampton fan, and we always mess up the second half. Game's up. They all know the game's up.
They'll be back next week. The game is to be seen on Sky Sports. Niall Evalds, satisfactory debut for him. Among the try scorers, the former Salford man. Milner's determined. Gets the
No, I've had that a few times. Obviously, I say Saints. There's another difference. In rugby union, you kick the ball out for the time to stop for end of play, but here there's just a big buzzer. Interesting. Let's stop that there. So yeah, there's definitely oh God. Yeah, you're right. What are you doing up at 2:40 a.m., Emily? Go to bed. Christ. It's work in the morning. Thanks for joining though, Emily. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and all that, and hopefully you'll enjoy some more of my videos. it does. Honestly, watching that, it was interesting to watch the differences, because there are quite a few differences actually in league and union. Straight away from the end of the game where there's a buzzer and the game stops, whereas in union you kick the ball out and the ball has to be dead before the game stops. So that's difference. But I think that game was a little less exciting at the end because the score wasn't close. Whereas quite a lot of the Six Nations games that I watched were all close and really got exciting at the end. But that's just down to the current scoreline, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for joining me. We didn't have quite as many today. I think maybe union is more popular than league. But for you guys that did join, thank you. I really appreciate it. Like I said, join the Discord. If you want to watch the extra content, you've got to buy me a coffee. You don't have to do either, but it will make my day, my week, my year even. Oh, do they? Till play stops. Oh, okay, they do. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for joining. It means a lot that you've taken your time out of your day to come and join little old me. So have a good rest of your weekend. If Emily's already gone, your weekend is over. Yeah. Cheers, guys. I'm going to end the broadcast now. See you later.